So we've had development of our innovation center. It's one of our school goals, or district goals for this year. And so we're looking to expand. We have currently 3 pathways within the innovation center. We have health science, computer science, and STEM engineering. We're looking to expand next year with a 4th pathway. And so our Director of Student Experience at the Innovation Center, Russ Tuman, is here to share information about the 4th pathway and the rationale for deciding to go in that direction.
Thank you, Dr. Finch. After several site visits to some of our community partners, including Irwin Research and Byron Automation, Pexco, it's become really clear, not that it wasn't before, that there's a need for skilled employees in the area of ag and ag automation. So we're going to open up a robotics / ag science pathway starting next year at the Innovation Center. So hopefully students are going to learn science behind modern agriculture and also learn how to maintain industry-specific equipment, specifically the automated portion of that industry. So, and we're just super excited to offer a program that will benefit our students and our community immediately. And so if you look at demographics and economics in this valley, the agricultural growth is continuing. And so they're responsible for upwards of 27% of our employment in the valley right now. And the opportunity to support that is going to be, we're very excited about that. In addition to that, YVC, if you have noticed that they have just started a Bachelor of Ag Science program at YVC as well. So looking forward to working with YVC too to dovetail into their program for our students. So it's a great opportunity for our kids, great opportunity for us. And we're really excited to offer this program starting next year.
Yeah, when you look at the economics of the valley, the regional economist has shared that the wages actually increased in AgriScience over the past 10 years from $500 million annually to over $1 billion annually coming into the valley for wages. So just makes a lot of sense to move in that direction with the robotics and ag science. And we're looking forward to posting a position for a teacher for that position and moving forward with that. Any questions from the board that you have for Russ?
Internships. Maybe I missed it.
Yeah, is there opportunity for internships? I know the Yakima Chief Hops, I believe, had written a letter of support for this.
So yes, Yakima Chief, and then the 3 companies that I mentioned before, we're working closely with or trying to work to build those apprenticeships for our students. So yeah, and I think there's lots of growth opportunities, and we'll just continue to build on that. Any other questions?
Well, I can also share that I serve on the board of the Workforce Development Council for workforce development in our region. And we've attracted a lot of attention in the valley. A lot of it's because of the work of West Valley and the registered apprenticeships work that has been developed here. So there has been money that has come to the valley through the Department of Labor to add internships. And so the ag mechanics or I can never get straight on what that's called. I'll share it at another board meeting, but they've added registered apprenticeships here in the valley through partnerships with Ag Science, some of the large growers and warehouses, and also down in Toppenish with Washington Beef and the work down there. It was interesting that one of our meetings that we had that yes, it is robotics and technician work, but also there does need to be an understanding of agriculture, how things have to be sanitized and everything when you're working with food products. So there is the science involved, and it's not just the robotics, it's also the science involved in serving in ag science. So it's going to be a nice way to continue to do our integrated approach at the Innovation Center, where students can be doing technology and science at the same time. And of course, reading up on the laws and such. So there's a nice integrated approach that we have at the Innovation Center, and this will fit in nicely.
Mr. Tuman, I have a question for you. So when I think of robotics, I'm kind of the old school, old-fashioned kind of guy where I think of automotive plants and other places where you see these big arms flying around. But are there different types of robotics, some for this type of application, some for that type of application that some of these students might be taught, or is this just a general introduction?
Well, I'm far from an expert on it, but I can tell you that so yes, there's different applications. I think that the basic principle is the same. And you look at any of these industries, especially ag, you talk to anybody in that profession for any length. I mean, in the first 5 minutes of that conversation, they're talking about automation because that's the future. So however they can improve and be efficient, whatever that tool is to make that happen, and then they're going to implement it. So in that, and talking to people that are in the industry of making those tools, it was interesting when we were on a site visit. It wasn't about worker replacement. It was about training workers to maintain that equipment and be more efficient at what they're doing. So, and then the companies that implement that technology are seeing a higher production rate. And so that's all the things that we want to try to support. So the automation, students that go in this pathway or study that are going to, in any industry that is labor intensive, and agriculture certainly is, but there are other industries as well, that automation is really the wave of the future, because it just, you don't have to read very much, but there's worker shortages everywhere right now. So we're just looking forward to helping prepare our students for that future.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm not sure I answered your question, but I tried.
That's okay. Not the easiest
I have
question.
one other thing to say. You are an amazing conduit between West Valley School District and the industry of the valley. You are a perfect person to be our conduit, our person that goes between the two. And it takes a special person to be able to talk to both sides. And you can. And I really appreciate that.
Well, thank you very much. It's not me though. We've got excellent designers, and Jed Waters has been a fantastic partner in this process, and the district as well. And your guys' support's been fantastic. So I'm excited for the potential for this. And so, thank you. I think that it's just going to be great for our students and for this valley to grow what we're doing. So, thank you for the opportunity.
All right, next we're gonna have a school presentation. Principal Michelle Seguenza can come on up to the podium, and then students, you can come on up, I believe, and take your places.
Get out of the way.
Hi there. Well, they are getting settled. I'm going to introduce myself. I'm Michelle Seguenza, and this summer I was given the wonderful opportunity to be the principal at Cottonwood Elementary. Cottonwood has so many fabulous programs, but I'm going to save some time and not go on and on about all of them. So I'm going to just showcase one of our programs. And the one program that we're going to showcase is our fine arts program that is taught by the very talented Krista Struther. And our fine arts program includes music, theater, dance, visual arts, and media. And without further ado, but they are going to dazzle you. Some of our Cottonwood Coyote kids are going to dazzle you with their presentation.
Private Charlie and Private Max. They were tired and hungry. They were looking for a place to get some food and rest.
Let's set up a camp for the night. I'm really tired. I think we all need rest.
Aye, Captain. The three worked to set up a camp for the night. They were settling in by their campfire when they heard a big growl. Roar. The three jumped in fear. We got a wild animal, probably a bear. We head them back home. I know what to do.
Yeah? What do we do?
We sent Private Charlie to check it out. No, thank you. I'm afraid I don't have experience from bears.
Well, it doesn't matter too much. Because we are not dealing with bear. We are dealing with hunger.
Is that your stomach? Stomach growling?
I see some lights below. Let's pack up our bags and take our chances. Hopefully we can find a generous village with food and real beds.
Right again, Cap.
Let's do this.
They came up to a village where a person was outside in their lawn.
Ahead, on the right, I see a house and a person. Let's go. See if they offer us any food and a place to sleep.
Sounds good, Cap. Yeah, I could eat a whole pot of soup.
Ms. Windsor.
We're going to give them a couple of minutes just to clear the stage. So 2-minute break here and then we'll be right back.
Okay, we have a little more of the presentation and we'll take a short break after the presentation, but let's go ahead and continue.
I just want to say, wow, the students did a great job. First off, I would like to say thank you to the kids. They are, after all, the reason we're here tonight. So thank you, kids, for all your hard work and your willingness to come here tonight and perform. Also, I want to say thank you to the West Valley parents. You guys are so supportive and amazing, and we highly appreciate you guys. A big thank you goes out to our school district tonight for sending me to a world music drumming training where I learned, me and a couple other fine arts teachers learned that drumming song that you heard the kids perform here tonight. So thank you for that. Also, thank you to the West Valley Schools Foundation. They help fund some of the instruments that you heard the kids playing here tonight as well. And the kids are loving that. So we had them perform Ensemble 1 from the World Music Drumming training that I went to. And then what they read was a script from the 3rd grade play that we're planning and getting ready for right now. And the kids were all very excited. And I just want to say thank you for giving myself and the kids an opportunity to make that come together.
Okay, now we're just going to take a 2-minute recess here and we'll be right back.
It cracks me. This little one. This cracks me. Our mom was the teacher, and my daughter standing up there with Heidi plays softball with her older sister, who was sitting at that little one with the colorful pants up there. She's a fire.
Okay, we'll go ahead and resume our meeting. We will go to item number 7 on the agenda, public comment for a non-discussion agenda item. We have 2 requests for making public comments, so we'll start with those individuals. Mr. Marinacci.
Just some brief comments. I'd like the board to reconsider the 2-minute rule for public speaking. I know it was changed a few weeks ago. Understand the thoughts that have been expressed. I actually think it's working against the school board, because if you send the message out there that we're going to limit by 2 minutes, the message to the public is, okay, you want to shut us down. And I don't think that's your intent. However, that's the message that I think is being sent. And don't worry, my feelings weren't hurt when I was cut off a few weeks ago. Don't worry, I know who to talk to when I want to speak up. However, I think that the board, you guys conduct business, and part of the business is to receive public comment. I think if somebody gets that line, you can tell them to leave. However, it's a big thing. And so I think you should just allow people an opportunity to speak. And sometimes it takes a little more than 2 minutes. Don't worry, I'm not going to take more than 2 minutes. However, I think that's important. And I think about the levy coming up, and my sense of the community, at least some of my neighbors, what have you. If we send the message that we don't want to listen, or they hear that, the perception, then okay, maybe I'll take my marbles and go home. And I don't think, that's what, is a good message. So that's all I got for you. Thank you. Well, less than 2 minutes.
Okay, next we have Mr. Ryan Matthews.
Thank you and good evening. Just a couple comments specifically as it relates to the levy. So again, just for general understanding, I think the most critical element that we failed to communicate is that this is not a new tax. This is the exact same rate that was approved by the voters in 2018. And so when we look around at the amazing opportunities that our students have, just as we heard tonight, new programs being added to the Innovation Center, just as we're here tonight, the arts that are introduced in the elementary school classrooms. Those types of programs do not get the support that they deserve if there isn't a levy there to support those programs. So it is critical that from a community perspective that it's just abundantly clear this is not a new tax. It's the exact same rate that was approved in 2018. From a schedule perspective, I'd like to remind everyone that there is a levy online discussion tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. that I believe that the district is hosting. There's also then a meeting at the Harmon Center, 7 p.m. on Thursday evening, again, that the district is hosting. From a local West Valley Citizens for Better Schools perspective, We were really excited to put signs out last week until everywhere that we would put a sign had a 4-foot pile of snow. So they're gonna go out this week because, as Peter touched on a moment ago, there is, in my perspective, a zero level of understanding that there is a levy election in 3 weeks. Like not maybe even zero, but like negative integers. So we're in a critical portion here where there's simply no awareness. So if you see a sign that's fallen over, take the opportunity to help stand it back up. We're gonna probably end up sticking stuff on top of snowbanks. Please reach out to Citizens for Better Schools if your existing yard sign has been damaged or is no longer presentable, and we'll get a new one in place. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Matthews, and also thank you, Mr. Marinacci. At this point, we'll see if there's anybody online or listening by Zoom that would like to make any comments. Okay, hearing no comments online or from Zoom, we will go ahead to item 8 on the agenda, action items. Would anyone care to make a motion for the approval of the minutes from December 22nd?
So moved.
Thank you. All right, we'll go ahead and vote on the approval of the minutes. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Next is the approval of travel requests. Again, would someone like to make a motion for the approval of travel requests? There are 2 items listed.
I'll move to approve the travel request as presented.
Thank you, Mr. Norner. Okay, we'll go ahead and take a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 9 on the agenda, items arising. Anybody? All right, hearing none, we'll go on to the superintendent's report, item number 10 on the agenda.
I have the written report, so nothing to add.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Finch. So board reports, board development, anyone?
Can I just ask you a dumb question, I guess? As far as the levy, we're not meeting tomorrow night at fire station, is that correct? We're not meeting tomorrow night?
The district has a meeting that is scheduled 7 o'clock, so you do not believe the citizens for school at the same time. That seems
So we're having a meeting on Zoom at 7 o'clock. Okay, is there a plan for a next, I just a little nervous about making sure people know about the levy. Is there a plan for when the West Valley Citizens for Better Schools will meet again? Will they meet next Wednesday? Is there a plan around?
They don't have to see that a trigger calendar. They don't find us.
Okay.
But right now we get run up against so many other events.
Really?
Between district stuff and January.
Is this, we have a month, I think, until the levy is in February, right? I think we have a month to go, and I just worried that we're not getting out there quick enough. Thank you.
All right, anybody else on the board? Anybody? All right, we'll move on to item number 12. We'll go into executive session. Complaint against a public employee. So it is 7:30.
How long are we gonna, how long do
How
we
long
anticipate?
Half hour, so we will return at 8 p.m.
No action.
No action to be taken. Thank you.
We'll do this in the staff lounge, right up the hallway. Stephanie, are the signatures we need? The green one? Oh, just Mark.
Make mistakes, you say things you don't know her, and you don't, I never know her. She's a junior leaguer. But I never met her. I didn't really. Oh, okay, there you go. Well, you know, and.
Okay, we've completed the executive session and we will adjourn the meeting here at 8:03 PM. Thank you for attending tonight.
So yeah, here, here, and here.